肉め呪え肉め呪え肉め肉め呪え肉め
Hello, my friends, it's Legendarma TV. It's great to see you. It's been a rough 2 weeks for me, honestly, but finally things are getting back to their normal schedule. And before we start today's video, 3 things that I wanted to talk about real quick. First, thank you very much, all of you, every single one of you, for all your moral and financial support, who's been, messaging me on Discord or in the comments below. All this support, all this help, it's warms my heart, it makes me feel happy, and I just want to say you guys have my eternal gratitude for all this support. Thank you very much. Second of all, Twitch. I am still not quite sure whether or not I'll be able to stream pretty consistently, but as you know, I main Lether, and I finally, a couple days ago, got all her gear to plus 15. And all 6 pieces, weapon, and 5 pieces of armor are now at 15, and they never boomed. So there is still a chance that any of that piece might go 16, 17, whatever, it might go higher. And I wanted to host a stream, do a stream with mass enhancing. So if you're interested in any of that, be hyped about, the ultimate RNG in Vindy, join my Twitch or my Discord, where I'm gonna keep you updated when it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be next week, maybe Monday. The time is still yet to be decided. It will depend on how busy I will be, but it will take place. So stay tuned for that. And third thing is recently the scammers on Vindictus official Discord have been coming back, and they've been impersonating people, including myself, and they're trying to sell gold for real cash. Obviously, don't fall into that trap. Myself, I never sell gold, and whenever I get contacted, whenever you get contacted by a person that has my name, Legendarma TV, look for the tags. My exclusive, unique number that is on Discord is Legendarma TV, hashtag 69 and 10. And just to make sure, it was randomly generated whenever I made my account on Discord, but it's quite easy to remember. Well, 69 is a pretty magical number, right? We all know that. And 10 stands for 10 out of 10, because that's how I am. Oh yeah. So watch out for the scammers, guys. Watch out for them. Don't fall into the trap. If you want to contact me directly, and someone's been impersonating me, contact me or join my Discord. You will see me there, and just to save the chat log so we can just present it to either a Discord support team or whatever support we can get to get rid of these pathetic scammers who are trying to scam people of their real money. With all that being said, thank you so much for this little intro, and let's get to the video. As many of you know, I stream Vindictus, and I also am in Vindictus official Discord. And there is a lot of people around us, right? Some of them are completely new players who have absolutely no clue what's going on, and some of the stuff for them is just so complex, and it's crazy. Some people do come back to the game after a long break, and a lot of things changed, so they're quite confused about it. And some people, they've been playing for a while, and they still don't understand, don't quite get what's going on with some of the stuff. So I came up with a video with a Q&A where we're gonna answer, or at least try to, the most popular questions that people ask either on my stream or in Vindy Official, and see if it's gonna help you out, my friends. Let's go. Well, let us begin. And the first question is probably one of the most popular ones. Is this game dead? The answer to this is quite simple. No, it's not. Vindictus is pretty alive, even though it's an old game. It's been over 10 years since it's been around. Obviously, there are more people playing on Korean and Chinese servers, but it's quite hard to get there. What about Europe and North America server? There's been like a statistic taken from Steam client that at least 1,000 people, log in daily through Steam. And there is also Nexon Launcher, and we don't know how many people, but I'm pretty sure that most of players, log into Vindy through Nexon Launcher. So throw a couple of thousands into this, and we still have a pretty solid player base. The game is constantly being updated on KR. Yes, we are falling behind. A couple months behind, but stuff keeps on coming, and we have the future updates, so the game keeps on evolving, keeps on getting, better. So yeah, it ain't dead. Stop freaking burying this game. It's an amazing game. How do I level up fast? Whenever you start playing Vindictus, whenever you go to the board in the dock, there is going to be this huge red button called Story Progression Mode. Just click on it and just roll with the missions. Whenever you finish them, there's going to be a next story or return to town where you have to talk to the NPCs or all these dialogues and stuff. And whenever over here in the story hints, you're going to have a little icon, either an exclamation mark or a question mark. You can actually click on it, and it will instantly get you into the dialogue window, where you can finish your quest or start a new quest, and then go back to the board, and then click on the story progression mode and continue leveling up. This, by far, is the best way to get to at least level 95 or something like that. I think by the time you get to the most recent quest, you're going to be around level 100 or something, and then the question is, how do I actually finish leveling up? Whenever you go to Melina, you can do X Season 2 raids. They're super fast. It literally takes around 10 to 12 seconds to finish a boss, and you get a pretty decent amount of XP from them. The other way to get some XP would be Abyssal Arena. Abyssal Arena takes way more time. It might take around 15 to 20 minutes per run, but it nets you a large amount of XP. So whenever you see an Abyssal Arena boat and you need some XP and you need to level up, hop in and just roll with it, and at the end of the run, you're gonna get a very nice chunk of XP. Dark Knight or Paladin? Now, transformation is something that is gonna be available for you throughout the story in Vindictus. And you can either choose to be a Dark Knight or a Paladin. Now, there is literally no difference between both of them. However, there are still a little minor details. Dark Knight steals attack and defense from the monsters, which increases your attack and defense respectively. It also slows them down. However, Paladin petrifies all the monsters. So they don't move, they stop performing any movement, they stop fighting, so they become easier targets. And I would say a Paladin would be really awesome in the battles like a special God of Death, where you have these phantoms of destruction that are just charging left and right. So whenever you're going to transform and just swing your sword or whatever, they're going to just petrify, which will make them easy targets. Aesthetically and power-wise, I would say that there is honestly not that big of a difference between Dark Knight or Paladin. So choose whatever you want, whichever you like the most. Paladin also has an ability that negates one attack completely, which is quite nice. And speaking of transformation as well, whenever people usually ask what to invest into. Obviously, invest into the duration or the transformation 1 and 2, so it just lasts longer, and then just put whatever points you want into the other stuff. You can get some extra SP in the trans, or just max out the spear, because it does a lot of damage and actually doesn't make you go into the transformation. You just need SP for it. So go on with whichever you like. Milletian or Astera weapon? Which one to go? Obviously, Milletian weapons are way stronger right now because they're level 105. They do possess way more attack and way more critical. However, there is a little catch to Milletian gear. Currently, you don't really need Milletian to cap everything, all the raids, and you won't even need it for at least one more raid that is going to be coming soon. Milletian, the biggest issue that I have with Milletian is the reforging costs. Whenever you reforge a Milletian, it takes an enormous amounts of Damascus steel, which is like my boomed at 12, right? And it already costs 40 steels just to reforge it. While Astera takes literally, what, like 35 at 14? Not even mentioning that the weapon essence you need to pay 2 to 3 million for that, keen succession shard, and the lightweight, like any succession shards that it will ask you, perfect, lightweight, stable, they are costly. So overall reforging for Milletian is very, very expensive. Also, when it comes to synthesizing, Milletian takes a new era materials, and new era materials do cost a lot as well. So, and the raw gold that you have to pay to upgrade it is going to be way higher. So, with all that being said, Astera currently has one event going that supports it, because it gives you 100 level 100 steals, and you can have 250 of these for free just by logging in. And second of all, there's going to be another event, steel event. We're going to get another 250 steals. So technically, you would want to invest into the Astera and get it to 15 or maybe even higher if you're, if you're lucky, and roll with it, because synthesizing, reforging, and just overall, Astera caps everything. Astera is in a pretty good and solid spot right now. Milletian is more a future-proof, because the critical cap is going to increase with each boss in Season 4, and the attack cap is going to increase as well. So sooner or later, Astera is going to fall behind. So what you can do, you can actually make an Astera weapon right now with the support of the events, level it up to plus 15, and then just, if you want to, you can slowly start making your Milletian weapon. And whenever the time comes, you can just switch to it and just roll with it. What is CF? CF stands for Counterforce, and Counterforce is one of your stats that you have, and starting from Astera, which is level 100 raids, from Claire, Surprise Attack, up to Nile currently, they all require you a certain amount of Counterforce to have. What is Counterforce? It's a stat that basically makes you invest your gold into. It's just a stat that you need to have, and it sinks your gold to the game. So how exactly does it work? So if we open the quick battle and we go to Surprise Attack, right? Claire's CF resistance is 5. What do? We add 100 to it, right? And that's going to be the cap of how much Counterforce we need to have. That would be 105. So once we have 105, it means that we're going to deal 100% damage to the boss. The less Counterforce you have, the less damage you're gonna start doing. So if you have like less than 15 or 20 counterforce, the damage is gonna be significantly lower. It's like you will see the difference. Like you're gonna be hitting the boss for like 1,000 or like 1,500, and it's gonna be quite frustrating. It's gonna take a lot of time, and eventually you might even end up not getting 7% damage done to be able to get all the cores from the battle. How do you raise Counterforce? To be able to raise Counterforce, you can enhance your accessories. Whenever you go to Enhancement tab and accessory enhancement, you can put your accessories. You get them through some of them you get through the story at 15. So you start with some Counterforce. So you'll be able to at least do like Claire and Elculus, the first 2 Astera bosses. Then you will have to enhance it, and as you can see, it requires some AP, some materials, and whenever you enhance it higher, you're just gonna, get more Counterforce. What is QB and QB requirements? QB stands for Quick Battle. Whenever you press K button, you're gonna open up the window with all the present current raids that are relevant, right? So, what's the difference between Quick Battle and the board? The board doesn't have any requirements, so whenever you can start, like, at level 95 or 100, you can start a 105 raid, no problem, but the problem is, you're gonna be severely undercapped, and you're gonna just do no damage there. Quick Battle allows you to set up a boat and go there. So if we would say like Clan of Darkness and just join the party, and you can see that people are hosting here, and how many members there, and you can just hop in if you have enough stats for it. You just hop in and just roll, do whatever you want. Quick Battle also has a Quick Battle core, so you get an extra core if you participate in it. The board doesn't. And if we would talk about the requirements, let's just say we go to like Clan of Darkness, right? Create party, and it will show us what's going to be the requirements for Quick Battle. You will need some amount of power, minimal amount of power, a minimal amount of technique, additional damage is always at 0, it doesn't matter, and how much Counterforce at least you need to have. However, in Quick Battle menu, the amount of Counterforce is a minimal that you can participate in. So for Clan of Darkness, if we go back, it actually is 160 to deal 100%. But you can go there with 138. But if you remember, if you have less Counterforce than the cap, you're gonna deal less and less damage. So keep that in mind. What is power and what is technique? And how do you raise them? This is pretty simple. Power determines how much attack or magic attack, depending on your character, and defense you have. So if it's a sum of your attack and defense. So as you can see, I have 64, so that's 44k attack plus 20k defense. That's pretty simple. Attack plus defense. And the technique is your balance plus critical. So whenever the balance cap is 90, right? But it can go over the top, right? But all the excessive balance that you have doesn't count to your technique. So whenever you calculate your technique, you take 90 balance if you're capped, and add your critical. So 201 critical plus 90 balance equals 291 technique. Why do you need to know about this? Power and technique are used in the Quick Battle requirements. So whenever you're gonna go to Quick Battle, you will see how much technique and how much power they actually do require for you to be able to even start a boat or join a boat. So keep that in mind, and in order to raise your attack and your power and technique, you can use, you just upgrade your gear. You upgrade your armor, putting some enchant scrolls on it. You enhance your weapon. You synthesize your weapon and your, all your gear, and naturally, it's gonna, go higher and higher and higher, and you will start just meeting all these requirements and be able to join the boats. are there any class guides? Obviously there are, but all the guides are made by the community, by the, us players, right? So if you join official Vindictus Discord, there are channels dedicated for each character, and in the pinned messages, you can find some of them. For Orisha, you will find my Spell Sword and Spell Whip, both video and text guides. Choose whichever you want if you pick Orisha. You can also ask me any questions in Discord or here. I'll gladly make you the master of Orisha. I also play Lether, and I made a video guide for Lether. You can find it all on my YouTube channel or on my Discord. However, there are other class guides. I'm pretty sure not all of them are present. Some of them are outdated. But you can always, as I said, join Discord and ask people around. There are dedicated people who are dedicated to their characters, and they will show you and help you out with the rotations, with like what to invest AP into, combos, and so on. What character is the best DPS, and is there a tier list in this game? Yes, there is, but keep in mind, please, tier lists are pretty subjective, okay? And while they show how, some of the strengths of, how characters perform in different raids and all that, it all depends on the player. If you're a good player, if you're dedicated, you're devoted to your character, you're gonna achieve greatness, and you're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. There is no bad classes in Vindictus. Every class is pretty good. It all just depends on you and how well you know your character, how well you know the bosses as well, and how do you mix all these together to deal, the most optimal DPS. The tier lists, I'm gonna put it down below. The link is going to be there. Thank you very much to Venerator who created that. You can find some of the strengths of the characters, some of their special stuff about them, and the tier list as well for pretty much every raid, how each character, performs in every raid. What is fatigue? Fatigue is the biggest piece of shit ever been added to the game, but it's there. Now, if you ever played mobile games, there is this energy level, right? And whenever you perform some actions, you spend energy. Whenever your energy drops to 0, you can't do any, you can't perform any other actions, and you have to wait before it refills. Vindictus is pretty much the same. You have a certain amount of fatigue, which represents in the bottom part of your screen, which is called tired, or this line over here. Whenever you do a dungeon or a raid, it spends some fatigue once you finish them. Obviously, there are a lot of ways to restore fatigue, either purchasing the fatigue potions or, use them from the event. You acquire them through the events a lot. It's there, it's annoying, but I think I will make a guide about fatigue, like all the ways how to do it, but you have to deal with it. So once you are out of fatigue completely, you're at 0%, you will stop receiving AP, XP, gold, and the loot. So you have to wait. You won't be able to progress through the story because story battles, whenever you do them, they drop story items. And if you're at 0% fatigue, and I personally met at least a couple of people who's been stuck because they didn't understand, like, I can't progress through the story, just, I'm repeating the same quest. Because they didn't have fatigue, and they wouldn't get the story item to progress further, which is obviously just so stupid. But fatigue is here, fatigue is annoying, but at least now you know what it is, and we will cover up how to deal with it. What does a certain outfit looks like? Vindictus is all about fashion at some point, right? It's either gameplay, the combat system, or the fashion. If you saw some players wearing a pretty fancy outfit, pretty cool, and you want to know like how it would look like on you, you don't actually need to surf the internet to find this, the name and all that. Just go into the avatar and go into the dressing room. Whenever you go to the dressing room, there's going to be a simulation area. Whenever you go to simulation area, you will press all outfits over there, and you will be able to see all the outfits that have ever been, available in the game at some point. And you can actually put them on your character to simulate and see how, how your character is going to look like in them. So, as you can see, all outfits over here. And this is this huge list, 26 freaking pages of all the outfits. Obviously, you can't buy them directly. You can only do window shopping here, but it's still pretty good because later on you will be able to find an outfit that you want, so whenever it arrives you'll be ready to buy it. So, and you can color stuff here, but we're gonna have a different guide for all of this later, and we're gonna cover up all the dressing room stuff. But you can see, you can type in whatever, like if you want a succubus outfit, succubus, and there it is, the succubus queen outfit. Oh my goodness, so good. What is ALR? Now, this question is quite complex, but ALR is a stat that your character has. When do you want to raise your ALR? You would want to do that once you're done with pretty much everything. You have enhanced all your gear, you fully enchanted it, scrolled it, you infused it, you've enhanced your accessories. Pretty much you've done everything and you have no more, progression gear-wise to go. Then you can start thinking about ALR. What exactly does it do? ALR increases your damage. However, there is a trick. Let's say there is a battle which is attack cap is 40k, 40,000. And let's say you have 43,000 attack. So you're 3,000 attack over the cap. If you have attack limit removal, let's say you have 2,000, right? It means that you're going to deal increased damage. You're going to be 2,000 attack over the cap. So obviously your damage is going to increase. The formula, I'm not sure if I'll be able to show it, if I'll find that document, Google document, but as far as I know, 1,000 ALR increases your overall damage that you do by roughly 5%. So, if you have like 3,000 ALR, it means that you're going to deal way more damage. However, in order for ALR to work, you need to make sure that you are over capped of the attack cap, and you have the amount of ALR, to cover it up. So let's say, for example, you have 2,000 ALR again. The attack cap is 40k again, but you have 39,500, so you're undercapped. Your ALR, none of your ALR is going to work. ALR will only work if you're overcapped by the amount of attack and the amount of ALR that you have. So in order to 3,000 ALR to work, to increase your damage by roughly 15%, you need to have at least 43,000 attack, if that all makes sense. Please let me know in the comment section below if you didn't quite get it. It's quite complex, but you should see like an overall picture of what ALR is. What stats does partholon Vanguard give you? Now, whenever you level up your character, currently if you level one character to level 100, you're going to receive extra permanent stats as a buff, and you see it over here. You will have this icon of partholon Vanguard. So whenever you level up a character, every character that reaches level 100 is going to permanently, on all of them, increase your stamina by 1, your attack by 100, your defense by 50. At some point, you will gain +1 critical and +10% penetration, which slightly removes the hit drag effect, and also increase your ALR by 500. So once you get to 5 characters, obviously you're gonna stop getting defense and attack. It's gonna be only stamina increased. But the more characters you have, the more stats you're going to have. It caps at 500, as I said, at 500 attack and 300 defense. Only 1 critical, only 10% penetration, and 500 attack limit removal. So once you get 10 characters, you're going to have all these stats, and every single character that you're going to continue leveling up and having on your account will only increase your stamina by 1. As you can see, I have 12 characters, so my attack is 500, defense 300, critical plus 1, penetration plus 10%, ALR plus 500, and stamina plus 12. And lastly, a lot of people are concerned about it, but it's more about endgame stuff. What does Dash Enchant Scroll exactly gives you? Dash Enchant Scroll drops from Special, obviously. It's a very rare scroll, and it applies on either your helmet or your pants. Whenever you attack, you proc attack speed. Now, the whole thing about this is that it grants you 5% attack speed increase. The speed gained, calculated by the formula, you will see it on the screen right now. The proc rate is 2%. It's procs by dealing any sort of damage to the enemy. The duration is 20 seconds. It can be refreshed while being active. It doesn't have a cooldown, and it doesn't stack with itself. And that's pretty much all the questions for today, at least for today. This was Legendarma TV. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget about the mass enhancing stream. Join my Discord. I will post the updates whenever the stream is going to take place. ETA for now is Monday. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be updated to know when exactly a new video is coming. And thank you again for all your support, for watching it, for watching this. And I love you all. Stay safe. Later.